Hi, my name is Michael Kirby and welcome to my series on Game Design Toolbox Guide. In these short videos we will cover topic areas to add and expand our game design toolbox. In this video we will be discussing playtesting. Playtesting is a key process for game designers to test out new gameplay mechanics, look out for bugs and design flaws before releasing to the market. As mentioned in earlier videos, playtesting is a great way to gather feedback and data for your game project from players. But how do we gather feedback or data from players when they playtest our projects? There are many methods and tools that we can use to do this. For feedback, you might get players to fill out an online form or a paper one with questions about their experience and if they encountered any issues during their playthrough. There are 6 things to keep in mind when getting feedback from players. 3 of them are things that you won't necessarily find helpful, and 3 other things that would definitely be useful when listening to feedback. For the 3 that are probably not useful, they are, players might pitch to you. This is when players go off track and pitch to you a whole new idea, something that's usually not relevant to what you're actually testing for, so keep that in mind. The second one is players give you feedback on the prototype's aesthetics. So whether you're doing a paper prototype or an in-game 3D modelled prototype, these are meant to be rough. They never represent the final look of the game. So when players are giving you feedback on the grey box or white box of your level design, don't pay attention to it that much, because you know for a fact that the game will not look anything like that when it comes to the final outcome. The last one is if one player does not understand the game. So if you have 20 players and only one person comes back saying they do not understand the game, their feedback does not make a lot of sense. This might just mean that the player was distracted and not really paying attention, which that means that the data and the feedback you've collected isn't even really relevant. Those that give you feedback on the actual feature or the actual project that you were testing for, their feedback matters most. The exception to this is if multiple people come back to you saying they don't understand the game. That is when you've got to think, maybe I should change something, or maybe the point is not just getting across clearly. Moving on to the other 3 that are very useful for gathering feedback from players, that being feedback on issues that are relevant and what you're testing for. This is obviously a no-brainer. When you're testing for something particular, you really want feedback on that particular thing you're testing for. So it's good when players actually give you feedback on those issues, reinforcing whether the issue is something to be concerned of or whether it's just a one-time fluke. The second thing to keep in mind for useful feedback is actions that confirm the feedback. This can be whether the player took a bit longer to complete the session, or even if they complain about their hand hurting after not getting used to the control scheme. These are little things that you should keep an eye out for, just in case. The last one that will be very useful is if multiple people said the same thing. And I mentioned this earlier, but if one player comes to you with an issue and the rest of them don't face that issue, then that issue might have just been a one-time thing for just that one player. But if multiple people come to you with that same issue that one player had, then you've got confirmation about that issue is real and something you should look into to fix. I also mentioned gathering data is important. Analytics and data is a whole subject on its own, which we will definitely discuss at a later date. The last thing to keep in mind is have more than 4 playtesters. Having a big number of playtesters means you get better results compared to having a small group of 1 or 2 people. If you're interested in what I do, then click on these videos to check out some of my gaming content, as well as watch the mini-series from the first episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found this video to be very insightful, and if you want to keep up to date with more of my videos, then subscribe and hit the bell icon for more notifications. Have a nice day.